Hi, I'm Keegan, and this is A Bunch of Gamers. This is our 183rd episode of Werewolf the Apocalypse 20th Anniversary Edition, Cop City. I'm going to go around and have my players introduce themselves.
I'm Tyler, and I play Kyle, also known as Guards the Low. He's a Philodox of the Children of Gaia.
Hi, I'm Sam. I play Cora. She's an Aruna in the Get of Fenris.
Hi, I'm Adam. I play Mark Guides the Fallen, and he's a Thurge of the Children of Gaia.
Hi, I'm Sean. I play Zeb Speaks-in-Sweet-Whispers. He is a Theurge of the Silent Striders.
Hello, my name is Riley, and I am playing Dimitri Howls-In-Memory, Lupus Galliard of the Bone Gnawers.
Hi, my name is George. I am playing William Grows-Matrices. He is a rune of the Glasswalkers.
Last time, Kyle had met up with Cora and Mark, and they continued their ventures down into the abyss, looking for the Iron Path so that they could find Scent-of-the-Untouched-Hills. Meanwhile, Dimitri, William, and Stephen ended up going to Washington, D.C., where they met with one Mother Tamara, who informed them that their less than legal ways of lashing out against the system would be better served with some planning, and met with Roger, who had started up with the Monkey Wrenchers with a multi-prong attack. Now they start heading towards Atlanta to take a strike at Cop City and work into the Garou's new plan of trying to fight back against the worm. Kyle, Cora, Mark, there is an extreme gust of wind that blasts here in the abyss as you've continued your way down. I need a Dex Athletics check. Difficulty 6 in Hamid and Lupus, 7 in Glabro or Hispo, or 8 in Krynos due to your weight and how not aerodynamic you are and heavy you are. Mark, Cora, you're able to hang on. Kyle, you don't get blown any further, but you get blown to the side as you start smashing your body into parts of the abyss, and you take 3 points of lethal damage. And you then all start hearing the footsteps of like a marching army as you see 10 men dressed in ragged uniforms of either gray or green. They have carbines with bayonets, their faces scarred, some of them having little trickles of blood, as they look at you, and one screams, "More of those beasts that have tried to throw us into the maw!" I need initiative, please. Alright, so 9 of the ghosts are going to take aim, and there's going to be 3 shots off on each of you. And one ghost is getting ready to throw a canister of mustard gas. Kyle, what are you doing this round?
The first thing I'm going to do is speak, and just be like, "We are not going to throw you into the abyss. We just want to pass on our way." Is there any cover nearby? There
is. You will have to do a Dex Athletics Diff 9 to get there in time, because it's kind of a narrow crevice.
Narrow crevice is in hard to get into, or narrow crevice is in not much space, so like not all 3 of us could be there?
All 3 of you could be in there, but you'd have to shimmy in because it's just thick.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
So are you gonna do that?
Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. And I can roll persuasion for this, right?
Yes, you can.
Because it doesn't cost anything, so I can activate it for free there.
You can.
Okay, cool. Then I'll be doing that.
Because you have to make a roll, you'll have to split your die pool. Unless you spend rage. Because persuasion requires a roll, I believe.
Yeah, it does.
So, because it's a Dex Athletics for 1, and the roll for persuasion is another, you have to split your die pool or spend rage. Because I think persuasion only requires a willpower, right? To activate?
It costs nothing.
Oh, it costs nothing. Perfect. Then, yeah. Do you want to spend a point of rage then?
Fuck, yeah, I'll spend a rage for persuasion. It's not like I could dodge anyway, so yeah.
Okay.
I'll spend a rage persuasion.
Persuasion and dodge then?
Persuasion and run to the thing.
The thing, okay.
There's
yeah.
no point in dodging because they're guns. So.
Oh, yes, that's what I meant, yes. All right, perfect. All right, Mark, what are you doing this turn?
We'll spend a willpower or resist pain.
Okay.
And then I too will speak and say, we are not your enemy, we are not those beasts, we just want to pass by.
Okay, that works. And Cora.
So, I think that I want to cast Snarl of the Predator and Through Fear, and then yeah.
So you'll need to spend a point of rage for that.
I actually have Stoking Furious Furnace.
Okay.
So I can spend one rage point per turn without losing any temp rage.
Okay, then perfect. So let's start with True Fear, Sam.
I was hoping to do Snarl of the Predator first because that gives -1 die to enemy pools per success for the next 3 turns.
Okay.
So that'll be 9 difficulty 3 plus enemies wits.
So that'll be diff 7.
Oh, I'm gonna mulligan that. That's gross.
I'm gonna kill you, Uwu.
Oh, look at that pretty dog. There we go.
All right.
So -1 die to enemy pools per success.
For the next 3 turns.
For the next 3 turns, and then going up to my True Fear.
The willpower is 7, so it's diff 7. All right, they're shaken for 2 turns as they start backing up. But anyway, Mark, we need you to. You're speaking up, and then you are activating Resist Pain.
Activating Resist Pain.
All right, Kyle, roll Persuasion. All right, so Persuasion is activated. That'll be good for your roll next time, and then getting into the crevice.
2 successes and.
All right, as you kind of wedge and you shimmy yourself in. So they all try and shoot, but they all are unable to. Their next turn, they're probably receptive to listening to you. All right, and they have 1 more turn of inaction.
Yeah.
So that they're just gonna start stepping away. Kyle, now you can make a charisma expression roll if you so choose.
Yes, I don't want to kill these poor idiots. They can just go on their merry way. What diff?
It'll be now diff 5, thanks to your persuasion.
Perfect.
All right, Mark.
Kyle, does your turn involve whatsoever just backing away?
I'm in a crevice.
You're in a crevice. Okay.
The mustard gas might hurt if they choose to do that, but the rest of it.
I will spend a willpower to jam weapon. So that's definitely going to affect their rifles, but it's not going to affect their grenade. But that at least reduces the lethality of the group.
Sure. Your difficulty on that when it's your turn, when you actually roll, will be 7.
Okay, yep, because I roll off against their willpower.
Willpower, correct.
Yep.
All right, and then Cora, what are you doing?
I am going to I'm going to activate Razor Claws.
Okay. All right. So Mark, jam weapon. All right. No weapons jammed. Kyle, let's hear your argument. Oh, you mulliganed, I see.
Yeah, he said he was going to mulligan.
Oh, he was muted.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
my mic
muted.
was off.
Yeah, I was just like...
I'm sorry. I mulliganed, my bad.
Okay, so their weapons are jammed for what, 1 turn? All right, now Kyle, your persuasion.
We have no fight with you. We are going deeper ourselves to find someone who is lost to us. But make no mistake, if you choose to point your weapons at us again, you will all die here. Walk away now.
They kind of they shake as one of them goes, they usually don't make these kinds of arguments. Doesn't look as ugly as some of them, too. One speaks fluent German, and you hear one go, that's for sure. All right, so you aren't with that what do they call themselves? The Hive of the Jagged Maw?
No.
Well, we are legions with Stygia. Got lost here after the Maelstrom pushed us out of our necropolis.
It was a name. It was like Hank or like, Harry.
We visited the lands of the dead briefly and worked with Hank, if you know him.
A lot of Hanks.
Oh, right. Verger. Hank Verger.
Not familiar. Probably the dead back at the old US of A.
I suppose it doesn't matter. Why are you here?
Like I said, giant wind hit our necropolis and blasted us through, I don't know, dimensions or something like that. Next thing we knew, after the wind hit our necropolis, a bunch of us legionnaires were here in this giant gaping maw, and eventually we came across those bat wolf things, and they started throwing several of our legion into this place. We've been trying to explore and try and find a way back home, but ever since that red star showed up, things haven't been the same.
Do you know anything about how they might return, Mark?
Mark, you know that to escape the abyss, you must find specific cracks within it, and there is no guarantee those cracks will bring you to where you should go. And you've never heard of any of those cracks leading to the Dark Umbra.
There are ways to get out, but it's not a guarantee. There are cracks you can try to sneak through, but there's no real guarantee it will work, and there's no guarantee where you'll end up in the Umbra. Go from the oven to the frying pan, so to speak.
Though I don't know how many realms are more dangerous than this one. I imagine anywhere is better than here, but it likely won't be home.
That's what we were looking for. Looking for cracks that we can squeeze through. We're scouts. As another one starts speaking fluent French. Goddamn right.
Well, I think you'd have better luck further up. We're diving downward on our own quest.
Sure, but going down, that's where the cracks get larger.
True.
Hey, actually, you're the first kind of wolf people who don't have some of them bat ears. Remind me of a wolf I saw a few days ago.
That could very well be who we're looking for. Where did you see them?
They were down that way, maybe a day and a half's march. Hard to check by clicks, given how this place kind of shifts.
When Mark looks where he pointed, is it like a path that goes downward?
Oh, it sure does.
Mark will propose. Well, since it seems we all need to go deeper, perhaps a truce.
A truce sounds fine. We were actually going to go up a little bit to tell what we found, though. We found a couple places that looked promising, but we wanted to speak to command. Proper channels.
Of course.
How many of your legion are here?
About 70, 80 soldiers got blasted into this place. Maybe more.
That's about a company's worth.
Either way, thought the trenches were bad. Once again, fluent German. You said it.
Well, appreciate the de-escalation in the situation. Be sure to pass along that not every wolf they'll pass by is going to be bat-eared and ugly like the others.
Most are, but I'll tell you what, son, your dame is quite a terror there with that snarl of hers.
You'd be surprised. There are others amongst us that would find that attractive.
That was an inside thought, son.
Cora look at him like, huh?
Oh, not me. No.
She'll growl.
Before I dig myself a deeper hole.
That wolf you saw, I assume he was, stationary?
Mostly, yeah. Just kind of pacing back and forth. Kind of not like the ones up above, but kind of sickly. Just not emaciated, but just head down, barely walking.
That's better than I'd hoped. Thank you.
Sure thing. All right, men. Let's go. And they march off, and you guys start going down. William, Dimitri, you are riding a bus down to Atlanta. It's moving along. Steven's there. As you're all sitting, kind of seething. Luckily the bus is pretty empty, so you're not super on edge, but you were given some bus fare money by Mother Tamara to get down to Atlanta. Hey, Dimitri, Steven says, Have you tried this Cheese Whiz from the last gas station?
No, I don't think I have.
Oh, it's great. It works on the crackers. It's got sriracha in it. How does it stay good? As he just covers it and pops it in his mouth. Oh, God, it's so delicious. I could just bathe in it and get as sticky as Roger. Oh.
Yeah, Dimitri will try some of the Cheese Whiz.
It is, in fact, sinfully delicious in a way that you're not entirely sure if you used Sense Worm on it, it wouldn't register as the worm because it should not work.
You're right, this is good.
William?
I'll give it a shot. Why not?
Get a nice dollop.
My palate is usually more refined than this.
Oh, I'm
But,
so sorry. Maybe we'll get some caviar from the next gas station.
It's not that refined.
A salad. Ooh.
A salad. Yeah.
A salad. Anyway, what are we thinking? We feeling pumped? I'm feeling pumped.
It's hard not to be.
Finally getting out in the world and fucking doing something.
Have you been in Colorado Springs this entire time?
No, I go to the green sometimes, but mostly I protect the homeless folk around Colorado Springs and Pueblo. And sometimes I go up to Denver. Steel Mountain has a great nickname for me.
What's that?
I understand, but please go away.
I have heard stories. I did not put two and two together.
Yeah, well, that you go to a nice, spot, you see a couple queer youth getting bullied and pushed out on the streets, and you see some guy trying to fling mud in their face. Well, bears are not unheard of in Denver.
So you made it needlessly harder for us.
Nah,
I'm not trying to say that what you did was not incorrect, because chances are I would have done the same. But it was definitely hard.
It's just a good old game of smear the homophobe.
Socially, or
I imagine very
at the end.
literally.
Well, at the end of the day, their social life and their physical body were one and the same. And there's so many brick buildings there, you don't even have to do all the work with your claws. You can literally just, run fast enough, and it acts like a perfect grindstone.
this is why we keep you around. You've got ideas. Not all of them good, but you've got ideas. And we wouldn't be on our way to Atlanta if you didn't speak up and ask for help.
Look, I'm just trying to make a difference, one fascist at a time. It's like Kyle always said, you can't face all the world's problems, but you can be one cop's last problem.
You also know that we are going there to send a message, not to kill people.
Sure, but accidents happen.
I have a feeling that's going to send the wrong message.
It's okay.
How about, hear me out, you want to have some fun on your own, we send this message the way it's intended to be sent, and then maybe a day or two later, you can have some additional fun.
Deal. That'll give us some time to see homeless camps and see how they crack down.
There you go. We can crack down multiple times.
Exactly. It's like the good book said, William. You've read the good book?
I've done a lot of reading. That title escapes me.
Oh, well. Anyway, it says something about, blessed be the meek, they inherit the earth, and they'll inherit it a lot faster if you crack a few legionnaires' heads. Something like that. I kind of glazed in a couple spots.
That sounds very paraphrased.
No one else reads the Bible. Why the fuck should I? But they keep quoting it.
Well, people read it. They just lack the comprehension.
I doubt that. I think they just get sound bites. They listen to a podcast and then jerk themselves off because they remembered one verse. Ma'am. Some old lady just moves a couple seats away.
I'm imagining during this conversation, Dimitri has full access to Cheese Whiz unsupervised.
He's just dipping himself in the sauce.
Lost in the sauce.
Runs out of crackers, starts doing lines off of the fingers.
Oh, I was thinking the over the mouth.
Oh, yeah.
Spray right down the gullet sort of thing.
I
Gotta
was
build
thinking
up
of
to it. You
Goofy
can't just
movie.
go cracker straight to mouth.
Dimitri
It's the first
is
time he's had something like this.
Dimitri is a bonar
A lupus bonar.
who worked on cars
Start huffing the gas that comes out too.
and just like starts looking at all of you weepily. I miss Unyielding Road.
Yep, 100%.
But we'll be there tomorrow, right? So I'm looking forward to it. You know, there's a lot of historical sites in Atlanta too.
Any places you're looking forward to seeing?
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
I'm gonna look for all the Union ones and give my respects. And then at night, I'm thinking of using my skunk gift to make every last Confederate monument as unpalatable as possible to passersby.
I thought it was gonna be a lot worse, but that works.
Even better, Steven, I could use Call to Rust and we could wipe them off the map completely.
Why? When you could just have
Don't-
monuments to you could have monuments to their failure smell like shit, just like they were. Absolute shit.
And I don't think any cleaning is gonna rid them of that smell for some time.
It lasts a few days, and it will smell so bad, and they'll be so confused. And some yokel will be like, "Oh, my grandpappy, he smells like shit." And I'll be laughing and laughing. It'll be great. And then we blow something up. As he looks over to that old lady. Figuratively. Got us covered. The finger
I knew we
guns
should
really did
par.
not sell. Those finger guns look oddly in place on this Greyhound bus.
William will just do the nose pinch. Just God. Now I know how Zeb feels.
You know, you could solve that.
How would I solve that?
Pull the stick out of your ass.
I already am.
No,
The
William,
fuck?
hanging out with two bonars does not count.
Zeb hangs out with bone gnawers all the time, and he still can turn coal into diamonds.
Well, he's got a lot more responsibility on his plate. I'm at least trying to compromise and letting you have your fun outside of duties.
Sure. Anyway, I'm excited. Dimitri, are you excited?
I'm excited.
Hell yeah, brother. Let's do this. Oh no, Dimitri, as he wraps his arm around you, guess what I noticed?
What'd you notice?
All the Hamids are no fun. They're just a stick in the mud. Why do you think they trudge along? Because they need the stick to move along. Move along, move along. Lupus and Krynos are the ones who have the fun. Unless William wants to change that and jump along with us.
Dimitri's
I'm
gonna
not-
start singing along.
With a stick up my butt, I'm not jumping along anywhere.
Oh well, next bathroom's in a couple miles. Maybe you'll be able to reach back there. As Dimitri and Steven just continue to sing their little song on opposite sides of William, they go for,
In two separate keys, by the way.
oh yeah, 5 hours.
Can I roll rage now or later?
You can roll rage now. It's diff, well, you're Adrian, so it'll be diff 6 because it's a Gibeus moon.
And I will spend that willpower.
All right. Good call. At hour 3, you shout, "Shut the fuck up!" at the top of your lungs as you shift to Glabro. You spend the willpower and you instantly shift back to Hamid before anyone notices. He's right, Dimitri. We'll sing in whispers. And the remaining 2 hours is them whispering the song back and forth, but you're able to keep control.
I want to knock your head senseless.
Meanwhile, a day and a half has passed in the abyss. Kyle, as you get to a fissure and you see a cave, and it is very dark. Now, it's almost impossible to see, but you do see something moving back and forth in the cave. Similar to what that Legionnaire told you.
I will make sure that I'm in Lupus for this.
Okay.
I'll keep it simple, I guess, to start. Are you Garou?
Yes.
What is your name?
Scent-of-the-Untouched-Hills.
Then you are the one we seek.
Why do you seek me?
To take you from this place.
Impossible.
Why?
Lost here, lost everywhere. The hands of Weaver Worm stretch forth, touch everything. I judged 10,000 things rightly in the eyes of Gaia. All of it came to naught.
And yet, you are lost no longer. We found you.
Maybe you're lost.
We came here with purpose.
What purpose can you find here?
We didn't come to find purpose. We came with it. To give to you.
There is no purpose anymore. The deer tastes sour. Tar in the veins of every last bird. The hills smell of Gaia's death. And man is howls away. Multiple nights away. Running. The streams grow slick. They shimmer. What hope is there?
I believe that there is hope until the last Garou draws breath. But I say again that I brought purpose with me, not necessarily hope. Hope may come from that purpose, but we start with purpose.
Purpose is worthless without hope. Purpose without hope is running along an endless forest, finding no prey, constantly moving because one is meant to move. Hope is the thought of the meal after the run. If there is no meal and there is no hope, then the run is worthless.
You have never run just to run?
When I was a pup, for play, but that was for the eventual hunts. What is the point of fighting for Gaia if she dies anyway, all around you?
I believe, fully and firmly, with all of my heart and all of my soul, that there is a chance that our sacrifice could mean Gaia's survival. But what I bring to you today, what I ask you today, is that you won't find hope here. There is no hope to be gleaned in this place, in this cave, in this abyss, but there is work I would ask you to do outside, with us. Vengeance.
Vengeance?
For all those taken from you, taken from Gaia.
What will vengeance serve if more are still taken from her?
I suppose there are many answers to that question, many philosophical arguments that we could make about them, but I would say that the most direct is that vengeance, in this case, means taking back the pelts of those you loved and putting them to rest properly, so that they may have peace, for whatever peace may still remain in the afterlife.
Their pelts. It feels as if the moon has turned and turned and turned, and will cease to turn since I could have last seen their pelts. I can barely remember them. How will I find their pelts? How will I hunt to put them to rest?
We will be with you for it. We will speak to others. We will go to other cairns. We will learn. We will hunt.
Hunt. Ah, the hunt. I have taken so many lives to feed my own, and in the end it was in vain. Kyle, could you roll me an intelligence enigmas or intelligence occult? Enigmas will be diff 8, occult would be diff 6.
Well, I don't have a cult, so I think I'll go with enigmas.
Perfect.
Can I spend a willpower on this roll?
I will say yes.
Alright, then I will do that as well.
Well, you got one success from the willpower. And so, you remembered something. The visions came more readily when you're on the path of silver. There are ways to test your conviction and maybe see something beyond yourself. Perhaps if you could get this old Garou on that path, those visions might be allowed to seep into him. Mark, could I get an intelligence occult roll? Diff 8, please. Mark, you know that any Garou suffering from Harano is physically incapable of leaving the abyss.
I'll relay this information, Kyle.
Come with us to another part of the abyss, one a little less dark, where a little more moonlight shines.
I see no reason to, but I will walk with you. It will not matter whether I stay or go, but lead me, and I suppose I will go.
Thank you, Scent-of-the-Untouched-Hills. And Kyle will introduce everyone.
Perfect. And with that, we're going back to Atlanta. As your bus stops, you guys have had a few days to be here, or you've had a couple hours to be here. You've eaten some food. How do you want to approach this problem?
I guess first things first, we see what kind of security is around this cop city. It doesn't sound like it's open to the public.
I also don't think it's going to have that much security, but let's go tackle that.
So, with that, you guys head over, and it is huge. You see the multi-story buildings surrounded by, it looks like almost a full city block, surrounded by 8-foot-high concrete walls, thick concrete walls, topped with rows of barbed wire. It looks more like a combat zone than anything else. There are towers on the outside, lights that flash, or searchlights that can look in and out of the city block that they've created. And the gates are all guarded by several cops. SWAT team vehicles move in and out, and the gates are thick, locked in concrete with thick metal bars to keep anything in and out, or everything in and out that's supposed to be there.
I stand corrected.
All right, well, if we can climb to the top of those walls, I know I can call the rust, and that'll probably get rid of the barbed wire pretty quick. Other than that, I don't know if there's another way in without kicking the hornet's nest.
I mean, we are Garou. We could just step over.
We could, but I wasn't going to suggest it because I could just imagine the gauntlet is going to be extremely difficult to cross here.
So, you guys want to step sideways, or?
No. Dimitri brings up a good point. So is the city one just giant barren field, essentially? Like it just got concrete walls across the entire outskirts? There's no forest or trees or anything that kind of
trees have been
overlap into it?
You see that there were trees, but there are stumps.
And it would have like what, a 50 to 100 foot distance between the walls to the closest tree or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
If we're gonna scale the wall, I could probably try to leap to the top of it with one of my gifts, carrying you and Steven, rust away the barbed wire, and then we'd be over it. At least that's the first thing that comes to mind.
Can we not dig? If I remember correctly, there might be some Garou that can dig really well.
Steven pointing to himself.
That stays out of the eyes. Are there any cameras? Or is it just people that are posted up on the walls?
There are cameras and there are a few people.
Okay. We'll keep yours in the back pocket though, Dimitri. I think that would be a really easy way to get out if we're trying to escape.
So Steven is going to activate Burrow. He's going to still do it in his Hamid form. As Steven tries to dig and his fingers come up bloody and raw.
You okay, Steven?
Ground's too hard.
Sounds like we're going to have to go with your plan.
All right. And what time is it?
It is about 3 o'clock.
Okay.
I mean, we should probably do this later at night.
That's what I was thinking.
So we can grab some food, camp out, maybe gather some more information on patrol and the time frame when people come in and out.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Perfect. So I'm going to need the highest perception investigation from you two.
It's probably Dimitri.
I've got 7 dots.
Yeah. I don't have investigation and I have low perception, so.
All right, what's the difficulty?
We're going to go, how many days do you want to like really focus on the stakeout?
I'd say I'm thinking 2 or 3 days, and I'll spend a point of willpower too.
Okay. If you're doing 2 to 3 days, we'll make that difficulty 7.
Awesome. So 4 successes with that willpower spent.
All right. So with that willpower spent, you are able to figure out the actual times folks are moving when the guards are moving by, when the cameras and all the camera operations. There are no real blind spots in the cameras, but there are blind spots, quote unquote blind spots, regarding the police who do their patrols on the walls or near the walls, given that the city is entirely too big to keep it completely locked down.
All right, here's the plan I'm thinking of, and either of you feel free to butt in if you have any ideas that might work better. But we wait until the guards change shifts, and I can see there's looks like there's a few blind spots. Both of you shift into Hamid. I'll shift into Krynos. We'll jump the wall. I can destroy the barbed wire, and then we'll be up and over in probably less than a minute.
I'm down with that. I can also jump into their network and possibly cut out their camera feed for a minute or so, or have it play a feedback loop, so that way we're none the wiser, or they're none the wiser of us.
Sounds great. Do you want to go ahead and do that first?
Yeah, let me go ahead and do that.
All right.
I'll go ahead and activate my plug and play. Keegan,
All right.
spend a willpower point.
You're able to connect. You are in there. You're going to have to do an intelligence computer check, though, because this is using it's state of the art in its recording abilities, but actually getting it to do any sort of like special processes and things like that seem to require a little bit of coding on your part. They made sure that this is pretty hacker proof, so that mostly only people who know what they're doing can deal with these cameras. So intelligence computers difficulty 7, we'll say. All right, you're able to get that done and going. All right, now Dimitri, what are you doing?
All right, so what I'm going to do is shift into Krynos, pick up William and Steven, and as I'm running towards the wall, I want to activate Hare's Leap, jump to the top, activate Call the Rust, and get over to the other side.
Hell yeah. All right.
Let me just double check the diff for Hare's Leap really quick.
Good call. Don't want to hair's leap right into some barbed wire or a concrete wall by accident.
Yeah. Okay, diff 7. All right.
So you've activated hair's leap, yeah?
Yes. No successes.
So, okay.
All right.
Do you want to mulligan that?
Yeah, I'm gonna mulligan that.
You've activated hair's leap, which means you double your jump heights, and so you will roll let's see, you'll roll just strength for a vertical while you're running, so I guess we'll give you athletics. So strength athletics diff 4, please.
All right, 5 successes on that jump.
Okay, so a vertical jump in Krynos is 4 feet per success, double that.
So 40 feet.
So you're able to jump 40 feet with that.
That's like 3 times the height of the wall, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So you Hulk jumped over the wall.
I think we just Hulk jumped over the security camera feed too. Like I didn't even have to hack into it.
So, boom.
All right then.
Indeed. I mean, that was an impressive jump. Like, that was an impressive jump, Dimitri, even in Hamid form. Because that would have been 10 feet, which would have still put you in barbed wire range. But then you also double that, so it'd be 20 feet in a Hamid form with Hair's Leap.
I didn't even think of that.
So
I guess in my head the wall was much taller than it actually was.
most people are not going to jump an 8 to 10 foot wall, yeah. The barbed wire adds a foot, to be fair, but as it turns out, jumping 40 feet. All right, so you land. I'm guessing you're going to shift back into Hamid form?
Yes.
Cool. As you hear gunshots going off, tear gas getting blasted as various targets are getting hit, and Steven's like, oh no, there are cops here. Hopefully they won't get caught in the explosion.
Steven, remember.
Sending a message, I know.
Part of me wants to find the tallest building here.
Well, don't worry, she gave us a couple more bombs, so we've got 3.
Let's find the 3 tallest buildings here.
Hell yeah. So I need whoever has the lowest, which might be Steven, actually is Dex Stealth. Steven's actually got a pretty high stealth. Oh, it might be Dimitri.
I have 6.
Yeah, it's Dimitri. With his 4 dice.
But we have Owl.
That does reduce the
that's true.
difficulty, so your difficulty is 6.
I will still spend a willpower though. Alright, with that willpower spent, that's 3 successes.
You guys are all able to sneak in. There's so many cops. There are soldiers from various foreign governments teaching U.S. soldiers or U.S. cops how they mitigate domestic issues within their own countries. They talk about certain things, interrogation techniques, and specific clearing patterns to keep the police safe in a hostile environment. As you're able to sneak through and you get to one of the tallest buildings and you set up your first explosive. So as you're going through, you start setting up the bomb and you sneak over to another building. You set up the other bomb. And you see 2 buildings, both of them looking like real sexy targets, but one of them, if you set the bomb just right, you could make it collapse, break down part of the concrete wall, and give you guys an escape route. If you succeed, an intelligence technology roll, diff 8.
Sounds like I will do that. Can I also... I'm trying to think. There's no technology that I can turn my senses into that would help set up a bomb to go off.
Probably not.
Because I'm trying to think like X-ray or sonar. Well, sonar might, because it would give me what's densest and what's not as dense in the walls.
I'll give you that. So if you activate that gift, you'll reduce your difficulty by 1.
Okay. I will do that then. And it's just a no suspend.
Cool.
And so I will turn my hearing into sonar and then just wrap the... Well, I don't even have to wrap the knuckles, really. The gunfire will give me the noise that I need to echo off. Would it not?
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Okay. And then it's just a intelligence technology roll? 7.
Yep.
And what's the new diff then?
7. All right, you find the spot, and the bombs start going off. The building goes down, and it crashes, and you guys can start running, which is good, because this whole place is now on high alert, and helicopters are being sent right now. I need a dexterity we'll do wits streetwise to try and move into an area to try and hide out from the police. Whoever has the best.
I've got 8.
That would be you then.
Alright. And then what's the diff?
We're gonna go 8 because of all the panic.
Alright.
Because you're gonna have to act being panicked.
Okay. That's 5 successes.
God damn. Alright, so you're able to blend in. You're getting moved, however, As you're moving, you're getting corralled by cops as checkpoints are rapidly getting built and you're being checked. Luckily, all the explosives are gone, and you have enough fake ID to get through a cursory glance for Dimitri and Steven as you are passed through, but you are being detained briefly, and you're detained for the day, but none of you are arrested. There are massive lockdowns in Atlanta, and things are very swiftly going to shit. Meanwhile, in the Abyss, Kyle, Cora, and Mark, you see a path of silver below you. You've had to go up in the Abyss to find this path, which is good as the moon continues to wane. The nights in the Abyss are starting to grow very dark again. You would need to do a strength athletics roll, difficulty 8, to climb to the silver path from this point.
Is this possible to make in Lupus?
No, you need hands.
Glabro then.
Is Scent-of-the-Untouched-Hills willing to do this?
He seems reticent, so you might be able to carry him, but that will up your difficulty to 9.
Want me to carry him?
Well, I'm not gonna say no. You're big and strong.
I've got 12 in Glabro, so I might be able to hoist him up.
Please.
Okay.
I'll go below just in case, but
But I guess no worries on that front for now.
All right, Cora, you're able to carry him down. Kyle, you make it to the silver path, but you fall and break your leg, taking 1 aggravated point of damage. But you have healed all the lethal.
oh, that's good. Solid trade.
As the road before you seems to almost get misty, it's difficult to see once again as Helios will soon rise and the abyss will become pitch black. You have but a few seconds to converse before full sensory deprivation begins again.
I'd say just don't move anywhere. Just stay exactly where you are until we can see each other again.
Stay close. Don't let the voices get to you.
We'll make it through this night, and as many others as come.
And with that, you cannot see, hear, or feel anything. And we will find out how this all shakes out next time. Thank you to everyone who listened. We'll catch you in that next episode. Bye.
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 See you then.